Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Raquelle Lynnette. If this is your first time here, welcome to the crew, Kell's crew that is. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video if you like and enjoy the content. And yeah, so on Instagram, you guys, if you don't follow me on Instagram, I took a poll or like questions, like any advice that people were needed, like an Ask Abby type of thing that I used to read in the newspaper growing up, because I feel like I have life experience and it would just be a fun exercise, and why not give out unfiltered, advice? Why not? Why not? So you guys went for it, and I'm answering some of the questions. I couldn't do all of it because it was going to take more time than I was allotted for, but I answered some of them. So if you guys want to see if I answered your question or what the conversation is about, of course, you are more than welcome to continue on watching. We're just going to go ahead and dive right in. Alright guys, so we're just gonna go ahead and dive right in. Already done the brows off camera. This is the Urban Decay brow blade. I did the flicks and I used the brow pencil too. What's I gotta say? We're gonna go ahead and just put some moisturizer on. And this is, as usual, the Murad. This is my clarifying water gel. I really, really like this, as you guys know. Alright, so next we are going to be using the Rare Beauty, the Glow From Within, is that what? Illuminating Primer. So I really like this primer. I don't know if you guys know or not, but I really like this primer. No adverse effects, and I was super glowy throughout the night, so I really can appreciate that. Kind of changed the game for me because I'm always into mattifying or pore refining primers, so yeah. So now with the new Laura Mercier Honey Translucent Powder, just going to set the areas that I usually set. And that illuminating primer, you guys, I'm telling you, it's something out of this world. It's really well formulated. I really, really do like it. I have tried one before, I forgot. I tried the MAC Illuminating Primer and I didn't like it. But this one's different. It does create a base between the foundation and your pores. So, I mean, it's really good. I really like it. So we are all primed and ready to go. So we're gonna dive into the first question. Okay, so the first question, these are just like an Ask Raquelle, like asking for advice, and it was a screenshot. So now, okay, so I can't even see the screenshot. I should have wrote these out, but I didn't write them out, so bear with me, please. First one, what would you like advice from? And it was a guy. He said, give me advice on becoming someone you enjoy making memories with. Any tips? So I was like, I don't know if I should answer this or not. I'm just gonna answer it anyways because why not? So becoming a person that wants, so for me, you have to be driven. You have to be aspiring to be more than what you are at their current state. I don't care if you're comfortable and have $1 billion. Clearly, Kylie Jenner, regardless if she has the $1 billion or not, she's still steady striving and striving for more to ensure that the generations after her will be well taken care of. And that's just the number one thing for me. Whether you're a friend, whether you're a guy, it is imperative that I surround myself with winners. So you have to be a winner of some kind. That doesn't mean that you have to currently be winning or be the best at what you're striving to do, but you have to work every single day and have a plan, have a goal, and work towards that, and constantly have improvement in your life or set goals. I just don't like complacentness. Maybe it's my fault because I never can chill. I always feel like I could be striving for better, doing more, because I have goals in my mind, not just with social media, but in my real life. And I really just feel like that's where a lot of people lose me, because they're just complacent. I don't care if you just want to be ordinary, not be an influencer. Like, everybody doesn't have to be an influencer, and I just feel like people get that misconstrued with always striving to do your best or working towards a goal, whether that be healthy weight, home ownership, starting your business. I just don't like to be around people who are worried about playing Candy Crush and watching TV and not striving towards anything. How are we supposed to have a friendship or a bond and I'm always going, I gotta edit, I gotta do something for the kids. I'm always going and working towards a goal to be better for myself and my kids. So I just feel like in order make memories with, you have to be striving and persevering and diligent and have ambition. That's like number one, male or female. All right, so we're all blended out. We're gonna go head to question number 2. And it's how to not allow someone to disturb your peace. How to stop yourself from giving people a reaction. And I can honestly give the best advice that I can at this moment in my life, because I am a fire sign. I was always very reactive back in the day, sometimes fighting and commenting and, you know, feeding into drama online. So yeah, I'm just going to give the best of my advice that I can give you at this time in my life. I'm about to conceal. I'm using the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin. I'm in the shade 4.4. I never switched the shade because I just feel like I can work with it. This is why I literally stopped playing into people's miserability, if that's a word. This is why I stopped playing into it. I read a lot. I feel like it's a projection of someone else. You have to know when someone's coming from a place of genuinity or if someone is projecting their insincerities unto you. So if somebody comes into my page and they're saying, oh, you're ugly, you wear too much makeup, and you're a catfish, I'm not going to give them the time of the day. Because number one, I know I'm not a catfish. Number two, you're watching me. You're watching me. You're paying attention to what I have to do. I have no idea who you are. And why would I give you the reaction? That is your projection of, oh, I wish I probably had enough confidence to even make a makeup tutorial when I have less than perfect skin. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to play into that and lose my peace that I've fought so hard to work for. I've been through a lot in my life, and I always reflect, like, if this isn't going to matter in 5 years, I'm not going to give 15 minutes to it. If I can't fly there and address you, if you don't have my number, you know, like if you're not someone in my life, like I can't take insincere insults seriously. And if it's somebody close to me, no matter how close somebody is, people know your triggers, people know what set you off, and you have to reevaluate your relationships, situationships very often. I find myself doing that a lot because you have to realize everyone is not in your life forever. Some are a reason, some are there for a season, and some are there for a lifetime. So you really have to step back and reevaluate, because sometimes you're growing so much and people aren't growing with you. And if they're taking away from you, or they're just saying things just to get a reaction out of you, being disrespectful, you don't need to entertain those relationships anymore. And as hard as it's going to be, the universe is going to continue to have these people or that person trigger you until you finally make that leap of faith and distance yourself from them. I don't really give my time to people. Oh my gosh, do you see how this concealer blends out though? I absolutely love this concealer. It is so beautiful. All right, now I'm picking up the Laura Mercier A. I'm using that powder again. I stopped giving people a reaction when I just start realizing people really do be miserable. Like one time I had this girl like just be disrespectful as hell to me online for no reason, just trying to get a reaction out of me just because she knows me from the struggle. Like she grew up with me, you know, and she's just being disrespectful on purpose, trying to get a reaction out of me. It doesn't matter if somebody has more than you. It doesn't matter if they have less than you. If people are genuinely trying to take away your peace and get a reaction out of you, it's literally to get that reaction. Why would you give them what they want? I'm not gonna give them what they want. They want me to react like that. I'm not paying no attention to you, child. You're busy worried about me trying to get a reaction out of you because you're miserable. Regardless of whatever reason you're miserable, you're sitting around being miserable trying to bring me down. It literally, I don't care if the person has more money than you. I don't care. I don't care if the person has like more money than you, more status than you. If they have to take the time to bring you down, they're projecting some type of insecurity that they're feeling inside. And I'm sorry, but that's literally all that it boils down to. If someone is not being sincere, I could see if people were really genuinely maybe trying to mentor you in something, but like when people try to take away from your peace, it's because they see that you're at peace and they're miserable. And they may not even know that they're miserable. So people be like, I ain't got no reason to hate. I ain't got no reason to hate. You don't even know why you're projecting that. You shouldn't feel like that gross inside to project that onto someone else. So you just have to think about it as, you know, my takeaway points from that is just think about it as if nobody's hating, you're not doing something right. You just have to take it upon yourself to distance yourself and reevaluate all of those relationships. I promise you, sometimes you do have to put people in their place, like if they're really a stable person in your life or they're just wildly disrespectful, but never take yourself out of character so much as to go back and reject your actions. Sometimes you feel like it's balled up inside you and you just want to react, this and that, but I promise you, if you don't react in that moment and you keep that person around, they're going to even come back to you and be like, oh, you know, I respect you, this and that. Just really watch the person's behavior. Because a lot of time when people project something onto you, throw sneak diss or shade, throw shade, regardless if it's directed or indirected, you will start to notice that the people are the most obsessed with you. They're the most obsessed with you. They're the ones who tell you they admire you. That's like what I'm learning about people. Like I really used to take it very personally, especially when people will be like, oh, social media is not real, everybody's fake, blah blah blah. And I can understand that to a certain extent, but once you start monetizing your platforms and you're like an influencer, people really make their lives off of this. And I always just felt like it was such a disrespect, because I know how hard I work, I know how hard everyone else in the blogger community works, primarily black bloggers. We have to work twice as hard, and it's just such a disrespect to say that and disrespect someone. So I really God kept bringing it up, the universe kept throwing it in my face, until I finally addressed it, like, okay, let me just let y'all think that. Why am I getting bent out of shape and my piece is being bothered when they want me to be bothered? And, you know, they're missing out on a piece of the pie. This feels great to express and to have a community and reach so many people all over the world. Why would I defend that? If you want to think that, let your ignorance speak for itself. You can bask in that. I'm going to remove myself. So I really that was just like one example. So you honestly just have to reevaluate the relationship. And sorry, that went a little bit more because I really have lived that. I really, really have. I'm a fire sign and I'm pretty feisty. So that's how I control it. You have to know when and where and what to give your energy into. All right, next one. Long distance relationship. All right, and I'm going to be using the Supreme Nudes palette by Artist Couture. This is a little hidden gem that has been tucked away for a little bit. Blend out the concealer onto my eyelid. All right, so we're all blended out with concealer. Why am I looking a little darker than I want to look on camera right now? Okay, so we are going to go in with Transcend, and this is an Urban Decay double-ended brush. I'm going to start working that into my crease. Long distance relationship. So I only can speak on what I've experienced, and I literally was 17 years old when I had a long distance relationship. And you know, I didn't have good results. He was actually, so he lived with me because he got put out of his parents' house. I'm going to flip it over and blend this out. Even though my mom was a Christian mother, she talked to his dad and she talked to his mom in Indiana, and his mom just like asked her to please let him stay with us for a couple of weeks until his college semester was over. Yeah, I was 17, he was 18. He was going to the community college up the street, and he was going to be moving back to Indiana, and he needed a place to stay because his dad kicked him out. And yeah, so we said our goodbyes. I was really, really depressed, y'all. That was like back in the day when I used to fall for guys. Like I used to fall so hard. I really have had to battle with, you know, getting a hold of my emotions, because I was like so dramatic. I used to play Jagged Edge, "A girl is over, I'll never love another." I literally thought that I was never going to love anyone else after this kid. Okay. And we had only been dating like 6 months. Now I'm going to dip into aesthetic. Long story short, after my mom went against her Christian values, this man had a girlfriend in Indiana the entire time. Like, what, you sack of S, you know, like. And I just, that hurt bad. That's when I started realizing, like, you really have to be careful who you decide to get into a long relationship with. People can have, like, I'm not going to base everything off of that because we were kids and I'm sure you're an adult. All I can say is, you know, if you are suspicious about anything, just give it to the universe and ask for a sign, and don't ignore the signs, because sometimes they're super clear as day. Even though you want to ignore them, they're super clear as day, and it'll save you a lot of time and effort. So that's the negative aspect, and I just wanted to have the negative aspect first so I could end on a positive note with this. But I think that it definitely can work. We have FaceTime. We have everything. We have everything to be able to communicate, and you can have just as much of a real relationship long distance as you can with the person being there. And honestly, it's crazy because currently there's something in the works that I might be experiencing the same thing. I'm not going to touch on it until I know by the end of the month, but I may be having to go through that as well. We'll touch on that later, but I definitely think that if you guys are mentally mature enough and love each other enough, that it can most definitely work, because you can be connected with someone as long as you're on the phone, FaceTiming, having that connection with that person, having the support, having that friend be there, regardless if they're in the bed every night. It most definitely can work. And as long as you guys eventually are looking to come together, because I don't know if it will work like for years and years unless you're like somebody's like an immigrant or living in a different country, or like I'm dipping into Mink as well and deepening everything up. you know, I just feel like short term, long distance, like 1 year or 2 years, you guys see each other. I think it really can work. I know for sure that it can work. So, I mean, keep the faith, keep hope. If you know and trust your significant other, most definitely it can work. So now I'm just flipping over the other side and just blending out the harsh edges. There was no shadow on this. This is just a brush that I'm just blending everything together so there's no harsh lines. And then putting mink on the outward V as well. Alright, so that is all done and blended out. I think it looks pretty. Alright, so now we're going to dip into this beautiful shade called Supreme. We're going to wet the brush a little bit with the Maybelline Glass Spray, which I've been loving and is almost gone. And we're going to pick it up. Alright, so this one is how to live your best life and not care what other people think. How come this is a really deep olive green. And this, I'm just using this as a base. I really didn't expect this shade to be that deep. I thought it was going to be a little lighter. It looks a little lighter in pan, but this is a really deep olive. So yeah, this is way deeper than I thought that it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a little bit lighter with maybe a little bit of like shimmery reflex. I mean, there's a little bit of shimmer reflex, but it's a little too deep for me. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up this one size, and this is called Continental, and this is an eyeshadow Papa. So we're going to put that right on top. Okay, so this brightens it up for sure. And I really like it. I really like, that's what I thought that Supreme was going to look like, but the two work very well together. Yeah, and there has some glitter in there. That just looks really pretty. Alright, so I'm going to do my liner and then we'll get to the next question. I'm using the Maybelline. I've been loving this actually. This is a Hyper Easy liner. So I guess the universe wanted me to go for an extremely dramatic liner. So we have an extremely dramatic liner today. And now I'm going to line my waterline with this stoned. This is a waterproof, long-lasting liner, and this is their new Reflect liner that came with the Moonstone palette, and I forgot to use it last time when I reviewed that palette, but I'm going to use it now. It's just this really, really pretty olive green. Woo! No joke with these dang contacts, huh? Oh my gosh, no, my eyes are watering. We're going to even bring that into the tear duct as well. We're smudging that underneath the waterline too. So I'm putting that in my waterline and smudging it out underneath as well. That looks pretty. I like that. Alright, and then taking whatever is left right underneath that, we're just gonna... And then I'm just gonna take a little bit of Lavish and pop that in my tear duct. Alright, so I'm just going to put my mascara on, and it's just hard to talk through these, you know, like doing your eyeliner and stuff, and like I will answer these questions after I put this mascara on. So I'm using the Fenty Beauty, the regular, what is it called? I'm using their Full Frontal mascara on my top lashes. I'm going to apply Fenty Beauty's brand new, what is this called? Ivy League Full Frontal Mascara, and this is like green. I didn't want to put this on my top lashes because I didn't want to dye my lashes green, so I'm just going to put them on the bottom ones and hopefully they show up. Yep, it's showing up as green. So yeah, it's green. That's really cute. That's why I kept the bottom really light so you could try to see the green lashes at the bottom. And I think that's really cute with this look. Alright, how to live your best life and not care what people think. Child. Now, I'm a definite stan in this one because, y'all, I really don't be caring what people say. I really don't. I really don't. It's like if someone's not walking the same path as you, hasn't been down the same path, you only can take their advice with a grain of salt. And what you think that you're supposed to be doing, if you're like in alignment with if you're in alignment with yourself and you know that you're going in this direction, you're feeling led and opportunities keep opening up, you can't care what somebody else says. Most of the time they're just trying to knock you off your path or low-key hating or something. So I'm just going to start contouring my face with the True Complexion palette that I've been using for years and using this Japanesque 961 brush. But seriously, you guys, you can't care what people think. If you stay stuck in your comfort zone, there literally is no growth. For me, like I felt like I was doing everything by the book. You know what I mean? Trying to get brands recognition, you know, this is and that, and going with the flow and going with the crowd and not being my own true unique self really feels like a damn prison. Honestly, you have to think about it. Like, if you died tomorrow, would you die of pleasing everyone else? And it's hard to say that because, like, you want to be this, the person who asked me this is like an influencer, so like you want to stay true to your crowd, you want to stay true to the people who support you, but at the same time, your vibe attracts your tribe. If you're not being true to yourself, you're never going to attract the people that you need in your life. You're never going to live up to your full potential if you're only doing what people want you to do. And it's a prison that I've been in, and as of recently, I really just have started coming into my own self. I know that like a lot of bloggers follow the trends and, you know, go to the top, but I just feel like it's very selective. So it doesn't matter if I follow the trends or not. These companies aren't going to want to work with me. These people aren't going to give me the attention that I need. So rather than, you know, crying myself to sleep tonight, let me just be myself, and my vibe, my tribe will attract themselves to me, and I can help people who actually like me rather than trying to conform to society who isn't even noticing me anyway. So it feels way better here. I'm just letting you know. It feels way better here. I've got a lot more subscribers just being myself, doing things that I want to do my way. It's a very satisfying feeling. And of course you have doubts sometimes still, but once you are walking in your true light and being true to yourself, that is the most freeing, awesome feeling ever. So I do encourage you to take baby steps just to not care what somebody says, because if that person says something bad, this person's going to say something good. You can't please everyone, and you don't want to please everyone, because you don't even like everyone, right? You can't, everyone doesn't please you, so why would you think that you could please everyone? It is what it is. Just be true to yourself. Be yourself, because everyone else is taken. As corny as it sounds, it's the truth. Like sometimes I still got powder on my nose. Like sometimes I want to work with brands and I'm literally just not what they're looking for, no matter what I do. If I try to conform to, you know, people that they like, or you know, they follow, or this person's on this PR list, and maybe if I do it like this, they'll like me. No, they're just never going to like me. So I'm going to be myself regardless, and a better opportunity is going to come across. Because if I wasn't being myself, I could have missed that opportunity that was better. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Everything happens in due time, but you have to know and be confident with who you are, because you are awesome. You're a great addition to the world, and people deserve to see that. I'm losing sunlight, so I might seem a little bit more dim than I'm supposed to. So let me hurry up and finish this face, child. All right, I'm using my Natasha Denona Bloom palette, and I can't show you it, but I'm using the blush color. Natasha Denona's quads, like, they tend to break, but this is the shade Bloom. It's just a really pretty pink, or some blush. It's so pretty. Tell me it's not pretty. This is like my favorite blush. All right, so next question, men. And I feel like that might be the last one, because this is a long elaborative topic, child. Ooh. So I'm opening up a new one of my KKW new 3 liners, because this is like one of my favorites. This is literally one of my top 2. This is my top 2 favorite lip liners. The only reason it's not number 1 is because when you sharpen it, it starts to come out by itself. But the color is so pretty. I love it. It's the perfect brown for my lips. So advice on men. Maybe I should highlight first, right? Oh. So I'm actually going to reach for my Natasha Denona Tan palette. Another one of my palettes of hers that have broken. Every one of the quads that I use from her always break. I'm just going to use the Impact Glow Powder and highlight my skin with that. And that's super pretty, right? That's super pretty. All right, so I'm all highlighted with that. Now I'm gonna line my lips. So men is it's a really broad topic. Like, she didn't ask me like advice on how to get a man, how to keep a man, what's wrong with my man. She just said men. So like, all I can say for men is, if you're single, don't chase. Align with what you want, regardless if it gets lonely sometimes. Just because you have fun making a mistake with somebody doesn't necessarily mean that it's not a mistake. That doesn't mean that you're supposed to be with that someone. Again, it goes back to people can be a reason, a season, or forever, for a lifetime. You just have to know, like, these red flags, unfortunately, like, they suck to recognize, but red flags really are there for your protection. And honestly, even though it sucks to hear, because sometimes you have a favorite person, a favorite toxic person, there's somebody out there for you who's not going to put you through that heartache, that heartbreak. And no matter what, even if you're 56, no one deserves to stay around somebody who doesn't appreciate them, honestly. And with men, it's just like really black and white. They're so easy. All you have to do is slide in their DM and be like, hi. Next thing you know, you're in his pants. That was a meme. I just had to say that. I don't really believe that. But like, if a man wants you, you're going to know it. And you also do have to have your priorities as to what you want in a man. You know what I mean? What exactly you're looking for. And if you know dang well that that person is not what is aligning, stop wasting your time. No matter if they're your favorite person, even if you're digmatized, no. You have to cut it off before it gets deeper. And sometimes it's hard, and sometimes it is hard. I understand. Alright, so for my lipstick, I'm going to use this Vice lipstick by Urban Decay, and this is in the shade, it's so pretty, my favorite. It's Native. It's so pretty. I don't know if you can see that, but it's like a peachy pink. It's my first time trying it, so we'll see what color it really is. It's not peachy at all. I'm sad. It's not peachy at all. It's like comes off as a fuchsia. That was gonna be. I'm so sad. I've been so bamboozled lately with lipsticks. I've been so bamboozled. I'm so sad. I mean, I guess it looks okay, but like I wanted a peachy. I guess it kind of goes together. Can't be mad at it. Yeah, I can't really be mad at it at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop my Lavender Elise lashes on an orchid, and I will be right back. And now I'm gonna set my eyes with the Benefit Brow Gel. Put everything in place. Alright, so the very last step. If you love yourself, go get the Hydration Prebiotic 3-in-1 Multi-Mist by Murad. This smells like a rich auntie that travels the world, and it is really good if you have acne prone skin. It sets your makeup and it also primes your face for makeup. So I'm just letting you know you could go be saving your makeup and looking really, really good with this. And it smells so good. I can't even describe it. It just smells wealthy. So this is the final look, and with a man, you're always going to know where you're wanted, right? You're always going to know where you're wanted with a man, so don't overthink it. If you find yourself being stressed out, it's clearly probably not supposed to happen, or at that time, because even when things aren't working out, they are actually working out because everything is going according to sequence. Regardless if you take this route or that route, always know your worth and know what is not going to stress you out is probably for you. If it's stressing you out, it's probably not for you, okay? Okay. So yeah, this is the final look. I really had fun answering your guys' questions. If you like these kinds of videos, if you think these are fun, if you have any questions you want to ask me, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I have questions and polls and all of that jazz to interact to help me with my YouTube content. So go ahead and don't forget to follow me there. But yeah, if you like videos like this, let me know, because this was really, really fun to make, and I like giving as much advice as needed from my life experience. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, leave me a comment down below. If you have any other questions, of course, I'm an open book. Let's get the conversation started. Thank you so much for supporting this channel, watching me. I love you guys. I'll be back very soon with another video. Bye.